Right now, there's a lot of discourse on the future of gaming. Not only are games and consoles increasing in price, we are getting to the point where developers are releasing a single game the entire generation. All this has people and companies worried about sustainability. It is an interesting situation, one where a lot of people are looking to smaller productions in hopes of new and interesting experiences. Among them is Sandfall Interactive's Clair Obscur Expedition 33, with an intriguing twist to turn-based combat, coupled with a fascinating story. Can it live up to the hype? Unlike a lot of games, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 does an amazing job of piquing players' interest. This is largely due to how it encourages speculation. Perhaps the best example of this is the introduction itself. The narrative starts with Gustav and Mael talking about a wide variety of things. These include preparations for a festival, a perilous expedition, Gustav avoiding a conversation with Sophie, as the number 34 is periodically shown in the background.
If you would approve. Hey, you said it, not me. The others are waiting for you. You're supposed to be helping with the festival.
With what? Putting up 3 tables? They'll manage.
You underestimate Lumiere's enthusiasm for the expedition. There's at least 5 tables.
Marvelous.
Have you tried throwing with your other arm instead? If you could hit the paintress directly, that would actually be useful.
You know, hobbies don't always have to be useful. I'm enjoying the uselessness of today and readying my usefulness for tomorrow. And soon, I'll get to do a lot more than throw rocks.
That's what all the other expeditions said.
Hey, you know they gave their lives to lay the trail for us, right?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
You still got a flower to give, no?
Yes. Just... I'm not sure how to start. After 4 years apart, what do I say to her on the day of her gamage?
You're asking me. I don't know. Sun's about to set, so be direct. Hey, Soph, been a while. Could we...
From here, everything continues as you might expect. Gustav reveals his feelings for Sophie, as there are a couple cute scenes before they decide to go to the dock.
And everything.
Can we talk?
Gustav. I love you all.
That's for your, if there's room.
There's always room.
You know, I'm sorry that... I
You
miss
don't
you
need to... Okay.
You go.
You.
You know how I feel? I wish things had been... You know, I often think... Another path, you know, another future.
Still can't finish your sentences, can you?
Yep, that hasn't changed.
Along the way is a plethora of optional interactions. These mostly allude to what the festival represents, without ever being too overt. In fact, I'd actually say the French word they use, gommage, is the most overt clue. Though I'll leave the translation out for those worried about spoilers. The rest of the story works in a similar way. It is often clear when 2 pieces are related in some way, though you'll likely find yourself speculating how they all come together. It is a great way to make every scene engaging, and I am overjoyed to say the answers are absolutely worth the journey.
I can't imagine what you're going through.
Like a lot of newer games, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 offers its own twist on turn-based combat. The way it works is pretty simple. On the player turn, you select an action, and if you do a skill attack, there is a quick time event. These largely increase damage, though a few are required for the attack to even happen. During the enemy's turn, they will retaliate, and if they choose to attack, it needs to be answered with a dodge or parry. Both choices offer their own distinct advantages and disadvantages. Dodges are a little more forgiving, though they offer little benefit to the player. Parries are a lot harder, but if you successfully parry every hit, you'll do a devastating counterattack. This makes parries preferred, though it isn't quite that simple. Since both moves have strict timing, sometimes it's better to stay alive than risk going for the counterattack. This is especially true when some attacks have 8 actions that need to be avoided. All of this culminates in one of Clair Obscur Expedition 33's biggest problems, the low skill trap. As the name suggests, the low skill trap refers to player build, or to be more specific, defensive builds. On paper, it makes a lot of sense. If you are unable to consistently avoid damage, you might as well build into health and defense. However, doing so actually makes things significantly more difficult. To help illustrate this point is one of the harder post-game fights. I picked this one specifically because it is easy to access and doesn't really contain spoilers. For build, I gave my level 99 Mael maxed health, defense, and agility. In addition to that, I enabled every defensive perk I thought would help and equipped the best health and defense items I had. I also enabled any damage boosting perk I thought would proc, since I wanted this to be a fair example. I then proceeded to tank every hit to see if I could win the fight, and the results were complicated. On my first attempt, I used Mael's best attack and was able to just barely win.
Ready.
I then tried to use a different extreme damage attack and barely managed to kill one.
Will hurt. Won't disappoint. On me. On me. On me. Okay.
Now, here's the same fight with a pure offensive build.
Fiery. On guard. The dance begins.
Not only am I able to kill 2 of them before they even get a chance to attack, I can do literally nothing and still win the fight. And this is kind of the thing. The only reason why the defensive build worked the first time is because I was still ultimately doing the same thing, increasing my attack until I had enough to one-shot the enemy and surviving whatever remained. Without that, it is just a slow and frustrating loss. Now, admittedly, the campaign is slightly different. Since damage is capped below 10,000, a pure offensive build will eventually offer no benefit, but at the end of the day, it is always better to go offensive. Even something like a glass cannon coupled with 2 taints is going to be significantly more beneficial than a well-rounded build. It also doesn't help that offensive builds have a lot of synergy. I can equip the 1, which gives me 100% critical rate, and immediately procs any low health perk. In addition to that, it makes a number of perks with negative effect moot, I mean, a limited defensive build could withstand 2 or 3 hits during the same boss fight. So if your options are always kill the enemy or withstand 2 hits instead of 1, it's a rather easy choice. It also doesn't help that these builds utilize fewer luminous, this being a resource that increases with every level and via a single-use item called Color of Lumia. I don't know how many can be found in a single run, but I can say I obtained about 800. It takes around 200 to 300 to make a one-hit build, so more than enough to easily overwhelm anything in post-game. In either case, I really find the overpowered nature depressing for 2 distinct reasons. The first is each character has their own gimmick. Minoko can turn into enemies, Mael has different stances that boost specific stats, Mune gains colored orbs that can be used with specific spells for additional benefits, and so forth. These are a lot of fun, though it's unfortunate they drop off long term. I also genuinely enjoy the dodge and parry system. It is exhilarating dodging each attack knowing a single mistake could cost you the fight. Sure, no one needs to use an OP build, but it is so much more difficult to find the right assortment of perks to achieve your desired experience. Not to mention, it sucks struggling to do something you know can be completed with no effort with a different build. Combat aside, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a lot of fun to explore. Secrets hit that sweet spot where you need to try to find them, but not so hidden you'll regret not using a guide.
Great.
There are also a wide variety of missable events. These might frustrate completionists, but I love being rewarded for making certain choices or doing unusual things. Some of these are pretty well hidden. I just wish there was a mini-map to help explore.
Psst. Hey, you. Can you leave? I'll turn 33 today.
Several rewards are also cosmetic, something that is always nice to see in this day and age. Despite not obtaining everything, I still ended up with 42 outfits and 52 haircuts. Seriously, there are far more options than I ever would have expected. There are also a wide variety of mini games to overcome. I can't say I enjoyed these. They're the usual hard because the game wasn't designed with them in mind, but at least the rewards are strictly cosmetic.
Friends, I beg your forgiveness.
Finally, I wanted to touch briefly on the soundtrack. Not only did it elevate the narrative, it added so much personality to the world. Seriously, it is easily one of the best aspects of the entire game, and well worth listening to even if you don't experience the game itself. At the end of the day, I wouldn't say Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is flawless, but I would still recommend checking it out. The narrative immediately captures your attention and consistently leaves you wanting more. This, coupled with fantastic voice acting and accentuated by a beautiful soundtrack, makes a truly unforgettable experience. As for gameplay, even if I was critical of builds, the main narrative ensures you get what I'd consider the proper experience. Plus, that section is more of a warning to players concerned with difficulty than strictly highlighting certain builds trivialize everything. All of this, coupled with countless secrets to uncover, makes it easily one of the best games to release in 2025 thus far. Something that is, without question, worth checking out, especially for those with Game Pass, as it is currently included with the membership. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and for more content, please subscribe.